Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a first impression and review of the new fragrance release from INITIO Parfums, Narcotic Delight. This one has been teased and teased for so long now, but it's finally here. I went out and bought this fragrance a few days ago now, and I've had some time to wear it, to spend some time with it, wrap my head around it, and figure out what I really think about it, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I guess really quick, I'll just show you the packaging because of course we have to. Pretty standard. They didn't really do anything different with their packaging. This is what the box looks like that it comes in. It's in that very famous purple color. You can see on the bottle as well, that beautiful kind of regal plummy purple. And then on the top here, you can see it says Narcotic Delight. I have to cover my face or else it won't focus. The scent itself, it is described as a sensual shot of provocation with notes of cherry, cognac, vanilla, black and pink pepper with tobacco and hedione. When I smelled this for the first time, when I was at the store testing it out, I put it on my skin, and my first impression of it, like very first time ever smelling it, I was kind of like, not entirely sure how I felt about it. But then after a couple minutes of this scent being on my skin, I started to really figure out what this is all about. It opens with a very smooth sweetness from the get-go. Nothing overpowering, but you're mainly getting this very boozy cognac mixed with a little bit of cherry. But the cherry itself is not overly juicy, it's not overly bright or punchy or anything like that. It kind of brings a little bit of this fresh side to this, but the cherry itself is not the star of this scent. It's really kind of muted there in the background and just kind of acts as a supporting note to the rest of the fragrance. Definitely not a standout cherry, it just kind of peeks through from the background. And after about 30 seconds, you start to get more of this pepperiness. The pepper starts to come out a little bit more, but once again, it never comes out in a way that's overly spicy. And also there's a part of this scent that makes you think of something a little ashy, a little cigar-like. It's just the tobacco coming out to play. It's kind of interesting because right at first, I personally almost think of something that smells a little bit like a cigarette. That kind of goes away as it dries, but just as it's opening up, I get something that smells a little bit cigarette-esque, but in a good way. It doesn't turn me off. It's actually just kind of a warming and cozy aspect to this because it doesn't really smell like a cigarette. It's just my personal, like what I associate with this scent. It's really more of like this tobacco, pipe tobacco cigar type of scent. And that cherry fruitiness comes out a little bit more of a mix of plum and cherries. There's something about this that comes off a little bit jammy, plummy to me. Something citrusy too, but just a little bit toned down. Everything is toned down in this, but that doesn't mean that the scent itself is quiet or soft or anything like that. It's just blended in a way that you smell everything that's in the scent, but you smell it equally, basically. Like nothing is really overpowering the other notes. It's not like the main accord of this is tobacco or it's the cognac or it's this or that. It's all very evenly balanced. It all has a moment throughout the life of this. And it's great because in a way, like there's nothing that stands out. It doesn't make your nose tingle or anything. Like the pepper in this isn't overdone, or the tobacco either. All mixed with this beautiful vanilla. And on this skin, it has more of a blast of tobacco mixed with that cognac, of course, that cherry, and that perfectly done pepper. It is just something else. It gets compared to Side Effect a lot. I can kind of see the relation. I mean, I feel like with INITIO, when you smell it, you kind of feel like there's a common DNA going on. Like they're all related in a way to some extent. That's usually a theme within most perfume houses, that they have something similar. And you get that relation to Side Effect, but this is a much more refined fragrance, I think. But in a way as well, I get something from Paragon too. Seriously, so well done. It's not overpowering like something like Angel Share. I would kind of put this in the same category as things like Angel Share by Kilian, Herod, Parfum de Marly, even Rouge Smoking by BDK. But for some reason, there's something about this one that I like unique even more, which is so surprising to me after I've worn it a few times because, like I said at the beginning of the video, when I smelled it for the first time, I wasn't entirely sure about this scent, but it really, really grew on me. There's just something about this that feels very, very high-end and just very cool, but very refined at the same time and unique. I put it in the same category as those other fragrances, that kind of boozy tobacco scent, also kind of like Manhattan by Roja, but this one stands out. There's something about it. It might be that hedione, that kind of floral, sensual, addicting note in this that makes it a little bit different. It's so hard to describe what I'm saying, but there's just something very new feeling about this. It takes a very classic scent DNA, boozy tobacco, and makes it somehow relevant and new feeling. I think that the hedione in this, it brings a lot of attraction, a lot of sensuality, very mysterious, very sexy, all while feeling very luxurious too. And I love how this one is done to where everything is equal. I can smell everything that is listed in the notes equally in this scent. It's not too much tobacco, it's not too much booze, not too much pepper, not too much cherry. It's all here and it's all equally digestible. I don't know, don't drink your perfumes, but it doesn't feel overpowering or too much. Like I feel like some fragrances in this category can be for people. It's like people with angel share. They don't like it because they think that it's too syrupy, it's too heavy, it's too sweet. And it's just not the case with this at all. I also kind of get something a little bit reminiscent of Smoking Hot by Kilian, but it doesn't have that weird thing in Smoking Hot that Smoking Hot is growing on me. I got a little 10 ml of it and I've been testing it, but there's always just been something that stood in the way of me in Smoking Hot, like being in love. And there's something that reminds me. I think that it's the tobacco in this, how it's done. It almost has a touch of this kind of like hookah feel that Smoking Hot has, but it's done much better in this, in my opinion. It's almost even in the same realm as things like Tony Iommi, but more unisex, I think. This doesn't have that strong green patchouli that Tony Iommi has, but I would compare the two just a little bit, just a little bit. Distant cousins. I feel like this one is more unisex as well. I think that a lot of women, I haven't seen that many women talking about it, but I really feel like this is going to be a scent that grows on a lot of women, but also perfect for a man. Each time that I've worn this, I've liked it more and more. There is really truly this very addicting element to this. Comes from that hedione and that tobacco. Sexy, sexy and sensual. A great, great standout date night scent. Very edgy and unique as well. I really feel like you will stand out in a crowd when you wear Narcotic Delight. And the scent trail of this is beautiful as well. I feel like in the air, you get a lot of vanilla, a lot of pepper, and just a little bit of that booziness. I feel like it's very New York chic on a woman. I don't know, that's just what I picture when I smell it. That's how I feel when I'm wearing it. Very confident, very alluring, very, very intoxicating. It's just one of those scents that you cannot stop smelling. There's just something about it that just draws you in. Truly addicting and a true standout in this scent category. And in terms of performance, you guys don't have anything to worry about. I've worn this a few times now, fully worn it. I've been testing it on my skin nonstop, and I can easily say that on this skin, you're going to get 7 to 8 hours. But the thing is with this is that it lasts forever on clothes, and you will be getting a great medium projection. But this is one of those scents that you might even go nose blind to on yourself. I noticed that when I was wearing it because there were many times throughout the wear that I could smell it on myself. Up to the 5-hour mark, I was smelling it on myself, and there were times that I noticed that I thought, oh no, maybe it went away, I can't smell it. But I just got a beastly compliment walking past someone saying that I smelled amazing and very strong, and they weren't even that close to me. So I do think that this has very good performance, a great projection and sillage. It's just that I find that it works much stronger and longer on your clothes. But even on this skin, you're still gonna get some great wear. And the question is this blind buy safe? It retails for around close to $400, $380. I don't think that is safe to blind buy at all. I mean, that's a lot of money to lose out on if you end up not liking this scent. If you love Side Effect, maybe if you're very familiar with the artistry and the scents from INITIO, Maybe you could blind buy it. I would not recommend it. I know that eventually this is going to be in the store. I think that the sales associates that I talked to at Saks and places like that told me that it's going to be there end of January, early February. So it's going to be in stores any day, so you should just go out and try it. Try to get a sample from a sales associate because it is a lot of money to blind buy and it's just not worth the risk, I don't think. But I absolutely adore this. So much more than I initially thought that I was going to. It's kind of like an even better version of Herod by Parfum de Marly. I'm telling you, anything that you can compare this to, this boozy, tobacco, kind of peppery, sweet scent. This is not overly sweet though. Don't get me wrong when I say that. It's not like Angel Share. It's not going to be feminine. It's actually going to lean just slightly masculine. But as it dries, I will say the vanilla comes out a little bit more. So I think this one is perfectly unisex, but it's just that in this scent category, this one is already my new favorite. Seriously, Narcotic Delight instantly went to the top of the list for these boozy tobacco scents. I love this scent so much. I think it's so cool. It's so modern. It feels very sensual when you're wearing it. It just makes you feel very cool and just different than everyone else. I don't know. I felt very fun when I was wearing this. I really had a blast testing this one out, and I know that it is going to be one of my new go-to scents. It's really beautiful, especially if you live somewhere where it's colder. It will work in the warmer weather too. I live in Florida. I will wear this. I do not care, and it will smell amazing. So guys, I'm so happy. There's nothing better than a new scent just being a total hit. It is a true pleasure to wear Narcotic Delight by INITIO. I am just flabbergasted. I am lost for words at how much I enjoy this scent. But guys, that was my first impression and review of the new fragrance from INITIO Parfums. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment below if you are excited about trying it. What is your favorite fragrance from INITIO? I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.